bachelor's degree in business administration and several other certifications. Not saying that to toot my horn, just to let you know a little bit about me. I grew up a little poor boy on the east side of Columbus. When I wasn't in Columbus, I was in New Orleans with my dad and his family. I became ordained at the Christ Memorial Missionary Baptist Church. I've been in all kinds of different churches and all kinds of different ministries, and I've come to know God for myself. Am I perfect? No. Am I righteous? No. I'm a sinful man just like everybody else. And I liken myself to be like Peter. And so if I stand up here and I say some things that you don't agree with, pray for me. If I stand up here and I say some things that you don't like, pray for me. If I say some things that disagree with your religion or your religiosity or your spirituality, pray for me. And we'll be all right. And I'm sure some of y'all have the same issues. And the scripture has already been read for your hearing. And the children's ministry actually stole my sermon. I don't know if that was by choice, y'all playing that around my scripture, but I think, we could just go on home now. Because everything that I wanted to say has been said. But, it's been one of those weeks, y'all. And there's been some things just pressing. And y'all are singing. Thank y'all for that. But some of y'all. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days. And some sleepless nights, but when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. Sometimes the clouds hang low, and I can hardly see the road. But then I ask that question, Lord, why so much pain? Because you've been so good to me. You've been so good to me. So I'll just say, thank you, Lord, and I won't complain. I want to give honor to the Spirit of God and to our pastor in his absence. Man, it's been a rough week. God has been great, faithful, and awesome and mighty. This word today is talking about your atmosphere. It was initially titled, but I didn't want to offend anybody, hashtag CYA. Woo, yeah, I know what y'all thinking. Hashtag CYA. In the worldly sense, it means one thing. In the spiritual sense, it means command your atmosphere. That's the title of my sermon today, Command Your Atmosphere. How many of you have had some rough times and some tough times and some hard days and some bad days? You get up in the morning and you just don't feel like getting out of bed. You don't feel like getting up. You don't feel like anything but laying there sleeping in your little baby position. Or you wake up and your body is racked with pain. Or you wake up and you got that headache. Or you wake up and that arthur is all on you. You get those days. But when you get out of bed, you know you got to be at work. You know you got a time to be there. And your attitude is bad. I want to read this scripture again because there's some things in it that we have to see. And as Christians, we can identify with some of them. Bear with me, y'all. All right. I should have bought my paper Bible, and normally I do. If somebody has that, pull it up for me. Mark 4. My brand new iPad malfunctioning this morning. See, this is going to come into play. Amen, amen. That day when the evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side," leaving the crowd behind. They took him along just as he was. And just as he was in the boat, there were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, or a storm, and waves broke over the boat so that it nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on the cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, and be still." When the wind died down and it was completely calm, he said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." And they were terrified. They were terrified in the midst of a storm. These are fishermen. These are cats who already know the waters. They know the storms. They know the weather pattern. But they're scared all of a sudden. Now, the thing that gets me is that Jesus is with them. And Jesus is in the ship sleeping. You said earlier, go wake him up. In the midst of our storms, we have the ability, we have the power to say to that storm, "Peace, be still." Yes, yes, yes. Jesus, in essence, did what the title of my sermon is. He commanded the atmosphere. All right. But the other thing was this. He had to rebuke them, because their attitudes was wrong. He said, "Did you lose your faith? Y'all afraid? And y'all been with me? And y'all know who I am? Come on. How can you still have no faith after being with me this long?" And like them, we wake up in the morning and our attitude is wrong because we see the storm. Oh, Lord, it's storming outside. I don't want to go to work today. I'm going to be in a bad mood. I am in such a bad mood. I'm going to cuss somebody out. Somebody going to get it today. That boss, let her say something to me today. Let old girl say something to me today. I'm going to let her have it. I'm going to let her have it. But see, when you wake up like the disciples, you see the storm and you know the storm is going to be there, and you decide to have a bad attitude, then you have not commanded your atmosphere. See, life and death are in the power of the tongue. I can say to my situation to change. I can speak life into a dead situation. The disciples were afraid. Being fishermen all of their lives, it's all they knew. This wasn't their first storm. This wasn't their first squall. But all of a sudden, they got Jesus on board, right? I think they were a little spoiled. Master, the storm is coming. We're about to die. And we do the same thing. that bill comes, that mortgage comes, and something happens. Oh, Lord, I don't know what to do. Oh, Lord, how am I going to make it through? Oh, Lord, I'm sick and I don't know what to do, and I've tried everything. Just like the disciples, we start to cry out. Not one, but all of them were scared. They decided, who we going to call? I ain't going to go call him. You go call him. No, man, I ain't calling him. You go call him. So they called Jesus. And Jesus gets up. I can imagine him being a little upset. But everybody thinks Jesus is so peaceful all the time. But they forget about him in the temple when he took the whip in and threw over the tables and everything. But I can imagine him waking Jesus up. Daddy, we scared. We scared. He said, you scared of what? I've been preaching to you, talking to you, walking with you. You saw me walk on the water. And now you ask, who is this? Okay, let me do something for y'all. I'm going to show you what you can do yourselves. So I'm going to speak to this storm. And I'm going to say, storm, shut up. Shut up. Because you have no place in our lives. Storm in my life, financial storm. Shut up. I command my finances to be right. Sickness, shut up. Because God said that I have the power in my tongue to tell you to go away. Storm, go away. You have no reason to be in my life. So when we get up in the morning and we got bad attitudes, we have the power, the ability. Life and death are in the power of the what? Tongue. And that tongue can do mighty things. When you wake up in the morning and life is not the way you want it to be, speak to your storm. Say to your situation. Call it out. Command it to be what you want it to be. He said, speak those things that be not as if they were. Hello. Hello. Because we come into church and we got attitudes. We come in our church early in the morning. We upset. I ain't going to church. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. He ain't putting no oil on my head. I don't know who he been touching. I don't know what church he come from. Well, let me tell you something. I come from the bowels of the merciless God. He said, Fred, you are my son. My mom and daddy were preachers. My grandmama a preacher. My brothers were preachers. My sisters are preachers. I come from a line of preachers. And listen, I know spiritual warfare, and I fight in the battle. This thing I have to fight every single day. This week has been so hard at work. Pastor said, Fred, can you go over to Clair? Woo! Come on. I said, absolutely. You know why? Because Claire made me feel so at home a couple Sundays ago. Y'all invited me up into the choir to sing. Y'all ain't know nothing about me. Pastor not good at introducing people. You know, y'all see me. Yeah, y'all see me tagging along. Oh, look, there go his little armor bearer. Yeah, the little armor bearer. And I listen, I fight this fight every day. So I said, Pastor, I'm going. I'm excited about it. Why? Because Claire brings an excitement to me. They just welcome you in. Does everybody like me? No. Does everybody know me? No. But as you get to know me, make your choice. See, because I'm here. I know who I am. But more than that, it's whose I am. It's whose I am. Whose I am has given me the ability to say to my storms, storm, go away. I told the storm, storm, you can't last. You got to go away. So tell your storms. Speak to every situation in your life. Speaking to your children. Speaking to your finances. Speaking to your relationships. Speaking to everything, that physical ailment in your body. I declare and decree that I am healed. By your stripes I am healed. Finances, you are healed. want deliverance from your attitude? Command it. CYA. Yeah, y'all know what it means in the world, but it means the same thing here. CYA. Command your atmosphere. Command your attitude. Command anything in your life that is unlike God. Because you have the ability and the power to do so. And if you don't believe it, try it. Try it. And if it don't work the first time, keep on trying it. Because the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So out of the abundance of a good heart, good things. Out of the abundance of a bad heart, bad things. You have the ability to speak into your life healing, deliverance, wholeness, finance, prosperity. I'm not a prosperity preacher, but I know what God has done for me. Recently, I've had arguments with my children, painful arguments. My daughter had a little baby, and one day she just snapped on me. She said, "You'll never, ever see this daughter of mine. You'll never, ever be in my life." My sons, two of them, same thing. "We don't like you, Dad. We don't like you for not being in our lives." And so I said, "You know what? I'm not going to fight with y'all anymore. I'm going to give it to God." And so I started praying. I didn't even do the fasting. I just started praying and believing. I said, "Lord, bring my children back to me. You said that if I ask anything in your name, you would do it. If I believe." If I believe. And so I started believing in faith. I started speaking it. Yeah, my daughter going to call me. My son's going to call me. And on and on it went. Time drew. I just got discouraged. I was depressed. I laid in my bed. I'm like, nobody loves me. Nobody likes me. Woe is me. I didn't command my attitude. I didn't command my atmosphere. But then the phone rang one day, and my daughter said, "Well, you know, I know the situation we have." She said, "Check your phone." And I checked my phone, and there were pictures of the baby. And then more pictures. And then she wouldn't even call me dad. She wouldn't even call me man. She said, "We're not even friends." So now I'm dad. I'm Paul, you know. And my sons have been calling. And my sons have been coming by. And I said, "You know what, God? You have bear witness of the things that I've asked. You have bear witness of the things that I asked." And then he started moving in other ways. We went down to the prison, Pastor and I. And I'm sure some of you were on Facebook. 24 men gave their lives and was baptized that night. Because I asked God, "Lord, just show me something. Show me what you want. Show me what you're doing." And he began showing me things. So when you start to command your atmosphere and you command your attitude, things will start to change. Listen, I've been fighting all my life. I've had this bad eye all my life, and I've gotten beat up. I've gotten teased and taunted, everything, all of my life. And so I had to battle these things. And I'm like, man, Christians are the meanest people. Then I learned that I was mean too. And so I said, "Lord, show me how to be more like you." So I had to speak into my life. Be kind. Be gentle. Be loving. I had to do the Beatitudes thing. And Lord, just do in me and make me like Jesus. What does Jesus look like? I'm not talking about the surfer dude, Jesus. You know, the one with the pretty blue eyes. I went to the one that I knew could take everything in my life and put it under control. I commanded my atmosphere. This past 2 weeks, I've been commanding my atmosphere. Work has been hell. Can I say hell in church? Okay. Work has been hell. And for those of you who are going through a personal hell, whether it's physical, financial, he can do it. He can work it out if you command it. My credit was bad. Let me get on finances, and I'm gonna be gone, I promise y'all. I asked God to restore my finances. After I got divorced some years ago, my credit was hit. I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't get anything. I couldn't go anywhere. But I started speaking into my life. You know what? Debt be eradicated. Debt be gone. Debt, I don't have no bad credit. I don't have no bad credit. No, my bad credit. I looked at my sheet. It was really long, that credit history, right? And now it's only this long. Okay. You can speak into that thing. My credit is great. I can have anything I want. I can go anywhere I want. I don't want anything, because I've gotten everything. But God has blessed me. I said, Lord, change some things in my life, and he did it. I said, Lord, do this, and he did it. I'm not supposed to be here today ministering before y'all because I tried to take my life some years ago because I was so tired of life. After that, I started speaking into my life. Life. Live, Fred. Live, Fred. You got a lot to live for. You don't have to worry about what people say about you, what people think about you. You don't have to worry about what they're whispering behind your back. Yes, you got some issues out here in the world, but so what? So does everyone. God's got your back. You were brought here for a reason, to do the things that God wanted you to do. So live. Live no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. Live. No, you don't have the greatest job and you got all these degrees, but live. Those degrees don't make you who you are. Those degrees are just a piece of paper. But live. And when you start to live, then God will start to live in you. Then he'll start rising up in you. Then he'll start doing things in you. You said you couldn't do it, but God said you could. Then you'll say, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he, won't he, won't he, won't he? That was a pastor friend of mine, McKissick. He would say that all the time. And I'm like, yeah, McKissick, he'll do it. And he did it for me. He'll do it for you. I want to thank y'all for having me today. I'm sorry I get a little long-winded. But command your atmosphere. Command your atmosphere and command your attitude. And watch God begin to remove those storms for your life. And guess what? Even though it's storming, just keep on going. Put your umbrella up. All right? Even though it's storming, keep on moving, because the storm will pass. Amen? Amen.